Hi, and welcome to Cash Discounting Professional. We're going to show you how to use all the different features that are built into the application. First, we're going to show you how to set up the application on the Clover device, and then after that, we'll show you how to set it up using using any web browser. Okay, we do recommend that if you're going to use custom cash discounting, that you work with a experienced Clover rep, or just make sure you understand the details. You don't want to mess around with your inventory unless you know what you're doing. So let's get started. The app is you tap on it to get started. Okay. First thing, if you tap on the Get Started button right here, we're going to remind you, only raise your inventory prices once. We try to make sure that only happens once, but you just want to make sure you don't need to keep reverting your prices. Once we modify your prices, we'll also manage your inventory at that point, where if you add new items, the prices will automatically update. And if you update an item, we'll update the update to make sure that the prices are always raised. Okay. So again, make sure you're experienced and you're familiar with your Clover. Okay, these are the options that are available for custom cash discounting. The first option you want to use is this button that says prices raised by. It says 0, but if you tap on it, see in our case here, it says prices have already been raised. But if your prices have not been raised yet, then you'd be able to enter a value. And that's when you hit enter, it's going to update all of your inventory all at one time. It's going to change the current price. It's going to add on and make the new price the old price raised by like in this case, 4%. Now the value you use here, if you wanted to raise your items by 3.99%, make sure you put 3.99. If you want to raise it by 4%, you can do 4 or 4.00. We do allow to 2 decimals, okay? So now this button right here, cash discount, you only need this button if you want to offer a cash discount that's a different amount than the amount that you just raised your items by, okay? So it's going to automatically be the exact same number. There may be some cases where you need to change the discount to a different number, and that's what this is for. Or if maybe your prices are already raised from a different application, then maybe you don't need to raise your prices, you just want to offer a discount. But keep in mind, if you do it that way, then we're not going to manage any new items and raise their prices, okay? Obviously, revert prices, you would use this button right here. And we definitely have to make sure that you're sure you want to do it. But revert prices would just be to make all your prices go back to the original prices. You would also use this before you try to raise your prices again. The discount label, this is basically when we offer a cash discount on an order, this is what the discount's name will be. So discount is fine. Some people want cash discount right here. Or if you have some special program you want to call it, you can put the label right there, okay? There is a minimum discount and a maximum discount if you'd like to use those. If they're set to 0, then these values are not going to be used. But basically a minimum discount, you can say, hey, if the discount is less than 8 cents, always make it a quarter, right? Or if there's a maximum discount, hey, if the discount's more than $5, just make the max discount $5, okay? So both these are useful. And again, $5 would be 5.00 right here. Gift card name, gift card fee label. This whole section right here, what this is about is basically you add in the name of your gift card right here, okay? And this is important because, like, for example, let's say you're adding $5 on a gift card, the cash discounting app is going to automatically raise the price of a $5 item to $5.20, for example. And if that happened, then the card is going to get loaded with $5.20 instead of $5. So it's a problem. So what we do here is you give it the name of the gift card item. We'll do a search, and if we find an item added to an order that's a gift card, then instead of raising the price by, say, 20 cents or 4% in our case, instead of that, we will add an activation fee, and this is the name of the activation fee, right? Right now, it's just a generic name, activation fee. So, so that's the way we handle gift cards for you. And you do need to check this box right here if you want to add activation fee to the gift cards, okay? Otherwise, we'll just leave gift cards alone. We won't raise the price. We won't do anything to them at all. Okay, the credit label. On the receipts, this is the label of the credit prices. We recommend you use the word regular or list for the credit label. In other words, on receipts, credit prices will be called what, okay? The credit button label, this is only used for the customer-facing terminal, but basically on the customer-facing terminal, the customer can choose cash or credit, but it wouldn't be called credit, it would be called cash or say regular price. And this would be the label that appears on that customer-facing button. Okay, you can elect to show a tip on the receipt, and that can be a 10% tip or all these tips, or you can choose none of them. You know, some applications you don't want to show a tip on the receipt. Okay, the receipt can be a credit receipt. Okay, and what that's going to mean is it's going to show the regular prices or the credit prices, you know, whatever you call them under this credit label. Okay, it's going to show those prices, and at the bottom it's going to show the credit price as well as the cash price. Okay. This right here, so that's if you check this, okay, that right there, that's what this would do. Okay, if you chose this option right here, cash, then what we're going to do is we're going to show all the cash prices on the receipt, and at the bottom we'll put the credit price or the list price or regular price, whatever you call it, as well as the cash price. Okay, so that'll be at the bottom as a total. Okay, if you check this box right here, dual price, then what we're going to do is we're going to print 2 columns for every single item on the order, a credit or list price or regular price, as well as the cash price. So it'll be 2 columns for every single item on the order. This is overkill for most people. You know, most people only want to see the cash price versus the list price as the total. But if you want to see both prices on every single item, you can choose this option right here. Okay. We told you about this enable customer facing interaction. You can only choose this option if you have a Clover Duo. But if you do, then this would allow the customer or the merchant to be able to choose the option. Okay. Flash cash price, what this is going to do is when an item is added to the register, this is going to flash real briefly the cash price of the item. It'll be a real quick flash, but it just kind of is helpful to know what the original price was. Okay. Now, EBT payments, we do a special setup for them. If you check this box right here, then what we tell you is, first of all, you do need to make sure to tell the custom cash discounts what items are EBT items, what categories contain your EBT items. And for those items, we're going to remove the taxes, and then we're going to add a cash discount automatically, and we're going to allow the order to be checked out as 2 separate orders if necessary. In other words, if an order has EBT items and non-EBT items on the same order, then by using this option, then we're going to split out the first order as being all the non-EBT items so they can be paid for, and you can choose if they're cash or credit. Okay. After that, we'll automatically show you another order with all the EBT items on it, with all the taxes removed and a cash discount automatically applied, so you can finish the EBT payment. Okay, so it's a really nifty little feature here, and it'll really save you a lot of work if you're doing EBT. Okay, so now all of these options are available on through the web also, and the way you can do this through any web browser is you tap on View right here and tap Email Setup URL. Okay, and then you can just put in your email address. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to send you an email, and that email is going to contain a link for this particular merchant that you're working with so that you can set them up or manage them, maintain this exact same settings online. I'm going to show you those in a minute. Okay, that's very useful. And also, once you know what that link looks like, you can pretty much modify that link to any merchant that you're serving, so you can manage the cash discounting program without actually being in front of a device. Okay, one key you need to know is if you're going to manage an account through the web, through like a web browser, you do need to start the cash discounting app at least one time on a Clover device, and that's so that we get permissions in order to access the account for the merchant. Okay, so you do have to start the cash discounting app one time, and then you can do the setup from the web. Okay, now manual sync, this is useful if you need to sync out your scheduler, your cash discounting settings between multiple devices, and it should happen automatically, but if it doesn't, you can always use manual sync. Okay, and see, we'll do a little syncing. We'll tell you we're syncing, and then when we're done, we'll tell you we're done. Okay. One last thing, remember we showed you the EBT options. If you chose that option, you're going to get another setup here, and that's going to be the ability to set up the EBT, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, let me show you how to finish setting up that EBT. First of all, we do want to make sure you choose that option right there. Okay, so now once it's chosen, then you can go into setup and you can choose EBT categories. Okay, it's really simple. We're going to show you a list of all of your EBT categories, and you can choose each category, and that's going to be shown here in this list right here. So you can remove the last category, okay? But you want to make sure that you choose every category that contains your EBT items, and then just tap done, okay? That's it, okay? So then from then on, that's how we decide if an item is an EBT item or not, if it's part of that category, okay? Now make sure if you did do this, obviously you need to make sure that all your EBT items are in the Clover inventory and that they are part of categories that you can pick on our choices here, okay? Now, if you don't know how to set up your categories, make sure you look at the Clover inventory app and make sure if you have new items added, you don't need to set it up again. You just need to make sure those new items are added to a category that's an EBT category. Okay, so that's how you'd use this. Let me go ahead and show you now the, this is the web link right here as an example, okay? If you go to that, link, what you're first going to see is you're going to be able to log in, okay? And you're going to enter a PIN code, and that PIN code needs to be a PIN code for the manager or admin of the particular location that you're working with, okay? And you're going to just choose Setup Cash App and tap Go. So what you're going to see is you're going to see all the exact same options that you had previously on the actual Clover device, but the only difference is here now that you can do everything from a web browser, okay? You can raise your prices, and again, we've already raised prices, so you can't do that here. You can revert your original prices. It does require the manager PIN code to be able to do that, okay? And again, all these settings are the exact same settings that you find on the device, but they're handy because you can do them from any web browser. Make sure you tap Save Settings, okay? When you do this, the Clover devices will sync with the settings you set on the web after the next payment is completed, okay? So the sync won't be immediate, but as soon as a payment is made on a Clover device, that Clover device will update to these settings that you've changed. Okay, so that's how you would use the cash discounting. Let me go ahead and show you the cash register and how it works with the cash discounting app, okay? So you can choose your items that you're selling, okay? After you choose your items, you can even choose, as I'm doing here, items that are variable priced. Okay, you can tap Pay, and we're gonna pop up this box right here, and the manager or the customer, if you have customer facing, is going to choose credit or cash gift or check or partial cash payment or EBT. See that button's here because we chose that option. Or you can print the receipts, a credit receipt or a cash receipt in this case right here because we chose both those options. Okay, I'm going to choose cash, and you can see the cash discount is offered with the label that we chose, and you just complete the transaction and you're done. Okay, see, it was a sync complete because we had made those changes from the web. Okay, now if you need to, let's say you had some EBT items and you had some non-EBT items, okay, then what's going to happen? And see, they were flashing the cash price right there. Okay, I'm going to tap Pay right here, and if I choose EBT, since see non-EBT items are going to be paid first, okay, and so first of all, right here, these are the non-EBT items. I'm going to go ahead and choose if they're cash or not. I'm going to choose that these are credit, okay. And I can't actually pay cash, pay credit on this particular device because it's a demo, but I'll go ahead and pay cash. Now, let's see, you see the remaining EBT items, in this case, is a men's haircut, and it's got the cash discount already applied, and you can pay for it, okay? And you'd obviously use your EBT payment. I'm just paying it out with cash just because this is a demo. Okay, so that's how the cash discounting feature works. Really, it's pretty much that simple. If you do have if you have the dining app, it is going to work with the dining app the exact same way. If you are working with the, let's say you have a manual transaction, then we're going to raise the prices automatically for that manual transaction. So if you have a $5 item, when you tap charge and you choose credit, then that item is going to show up with as you can see, with the credit raised price automatically. And that wouldn't have happened if you'd chosen cash. It would have just let you do it, okay? Same thing applies to the sale app. The only difference is on the sale app, you have to tap the button that we have for cash discounting. And if you don't see the button, if you're on a Flex, the button is under the 3 dots near the bottom where all the other buttons are. There'll be 3 dots, and you press that, and in there you'll see the button for cash discount. Okay, and that's just because the Clover Sale app is just handled a little differently by Clover. Okay, that's it. 15 minutes. You now should be an expert on using this. If you need it, if you have any questions about how to use a cash discounting app, or if you have features you'd like to see added to this app, just email us, help@appheaven.us. We'll be glad to consider your features. And yeah, so if you have any further questions, just let us know. Thanks.